Spirit. Definitely, I would say strongest hero that we've seen him perform on this tournament so far.
This tournament's really seen the return of Storm Spirit.
Yes.
This was looked at as a pretty weak, low-tier mid hero, but I'd say this style specifically, it's had been one of the more successful mids. Normally picked up in that 4th slot, maybe even 5th slot. It's not like an early pick. I mean, mid heroes in general, you don't want to pick early. The only exception is like some of those pseudo OP ones, like the Lone Druid, if you're running him mid. But yeah, Storm has really come back into his own.
And what do the Rubik and the Ember ban tell us about VG.J, if anything at all?
I think just some of the heroes that OG has played very successfully. Rubik, obviously, just a general comfort hero, but Ember Spirit you've seen picked up often late in drafts by OG, also just now by Liquid, and a hero that gives you a lot of tempo. All of a sudden, if you don't have the right counters, it's very difficult to deal with. So.
The Jurx's pool is a bit more limited now. Like, the guy very talented, plays a lot of heroes very well, but his preferred go-to heroes have been the Earth Spirit, Starladder, and probably Rubik, I'd say, is his number 3. So you do somewhat cut down on that hero pool available for him to roam around, make plays on.
And he'll be on the Centaur this game, right?
Percent chance of missing.
I'm thinking Centaur.
Most likely. I mean, you know,
losing everything.
Centaur's not completely undoable, but I think unlikely to beat Jurx's hero.
Okay, sure. Next, pick it out from VG.J.
I mean, with the Juggernaut picked up on the side of OG, does it give anything extra that VG.J might be looking to ban, or rather pick? Because Juggernaut is also one of those cores that fits in so many different strategies. So still OG can do a lot of different things, so VG.J doesn't really know what to counter.
It's not a hero you react to and think, oh, they picked Jug, we got to now change our pick to such and such. You just have to stick to your own draft at this point, pick what you wanted to pick and what kind of strategy you want to run. There are some heroes you do have to react to, but Jug is not one.
What's the chance of a Pudge?
Oh, it's pretty good. Good against the Dark Rift out. You know, you're trying to Dark Rift away. You hook a hero, you pull him out of that Dark Rift.
Yeah.
It's as far as Jurx heroes left, it's probably one of his best ones there.
10 seconds.
So, whoa, is that the Monkey King? Is that the King of the Monkeys right there?
Oh, this is such a good cosplay, by the way.
Oh, that's freaking sick. I mean, I hate Monkey King, but great cosplay. That's amazing. Anyway, let me talk to you about the Underlord. I mean, from the qualifiers, they spammed it nonstop.
Yes.
Was great. Then it got nerfed. And then we saw it earlier in this tournament, not so great until yesterday. Last night, these guys got their strat together, and that Underlord was insane. He was all over the place, keeping them locked in. There is a difference, though. I mean, they had some heroes that complemented him very well. Sand King, pretty good for his ult, but I mean, what else can he do? I mean, they paired him really well with other heroes like Warlock last night. Who can they pair him with to make sure that they get that Underlord we saw last night?
Oh, I mean, Kardel Sand King's alright. I mean, there's a lot of AoE team fight there. Again, it's the idea is you want to have a strong 5-man. So Kardel, you've got during daytime with the AoE heal that complements Underlord incredibly well. I'd say that's probably one of the actually better supports to pair with an Underlord. There's the Jurx Pudge, but it's very much here all about damage mitigation. So you look at Warlock, Jug, what they can do as far as a team fight goes. You're thinking Underlord for getting the mech, the pipe for the team, having that aura as well. We saw a Solar Crest yesterday when you went into the late game, so damage mitigation is the name of the game there, and I think this Pudge does a good job of like splitting apart the 5-man of VG.J. You're able to pick a hero off, and there's not really a good counter initiation for that. Underlord doesn't counter initiate; he just likes to like brute force down a lane using his sheer strength.
True. Not that bad against push though. Split push though. I mean, you put a little counter pressure, but you are correct.
It's so-so against the split push. Even with Dark Rift, I wouldn't rate like Underlord that high at dealing with split push.
Sure, makes sense.
In conjunction with the Kardel though, and this has been a real comfort hero for VG.J. Obviously, RTK's like him even despite the nerfs. The teamfight presence you mentioned, but also this is a hero that is usually pretty good at getting farm no matter what. Even if you have a difficult lane phase, you're able to kill him and shut him down a little bit. He still gets the items that he needs. In conjunction with the Kardel, they'll be able to pressure lanes and towers quite a bit early on. And with the Kardel, again, becomes a lot easier for them to clear out waves and defend their objectives too.
I really do like that Invoker pick as well. Going with that Underlord, I mean, you get a little bit more team fight that we were looking for, a little bit more control, and that's really what I was looking for to make sure that this will be one heck of an Underlord game.
I wonder how they're going to manage the greed, because they've got Kardel and Sand King as their two supports, which is like 2 4-position supports, if that. Both heroes want farm. Kardel wants to get an Ags, a 4-staff, whatever it may be. Sand King wants a Blink. whatever else beyond that, 4 staffs, Aether Lens, teamfight items. Neither of these heroes is typically run as a 5. Neither strikes me really as a Fenrir. Has Fenrir been playing much Kardel? Like, I would have expected, because we saw FY play Kardel earlier in the tournament, and then Fenrir is still on that like typical 5-position defensive support. So
Right.
I'm a little concerned about how having these 2 greedy supports is going to work for VG.J.
Yeah, although despite that, sometimes you've seen Fenrir, he's known for playing the 5, but even on Warlock, he manages to get pretty far into the game, and that kind of depends on objectives and being able to take good fights, and I think this lineup may be able to squeeze that out in the early game.
Yeah, they'll have to probably play that Kardel like in a more safe lane support type role. I guess there is potential for even like aggro lanes. They could give Underlord a 1v1 if they think they can get away with something aggressive with a Sand King Kardel.
This Invoker is also going to be something to keep an eye on. Freeze does play the hero, but I'm not sure if he's played. I don't think he's played them.
He's not played Invoker this tournament yet.
Right, or I think even on this VG.J team, I don't think he's played Invoker yet in a match. So.
That's even worse.
Could have been hiding something, huh? Those secret Chinese pubs, I've heard the legends.
Now would be the time, right?
That would be the time. Slark pickup. We've seen Slark do exceptionally well at this tournament. We've also seen him fall pretty darn flat. It mostly comes down to, does he have enough support in the early game to not get completely destroyed? Do they have that this game?
Yeah, I mean, early game looks fine for him. There's not that much pressure. Warlock's on the hero that's going to contest your lane. Pudge theoretically could be bad for him, but it's a Pudge center. I'm not looking at that lane as being that imposing on a Slark. So I think Slark's early game will be very good, and there's nothing OG can do to contest it. Alchemist, I was wondering if this was an Alchemist game, actually. I was like, looking at this, I was like, do they Alch? Like, yeah, it could be.
Ew. Alchemist, huh? When's the last time we saw that?
Not this tournament.
OG, you know, probably. Yep. These guys are dirty Alch pickers.
Yeah, that is true. Filthy.
They like to cheese people before they get cheese. That's when I talk to Nota, I'm like, you know, we're a pretty cheesy team, but that's because Dota's a cheesy game, and if we don't cheese people, they're going to cheese us. So
indeed.
The odds that we see below here definitely are in favor of OG. Perhaps with this draft, VG.J can change that. We're gonna find out if they can change that as we head into our first game of our second semifinals. It is OD Pixel and Winter.
Thank you very much, Steve. Indeed, we're getting ready for this very exciting matchup. OG versus VG.J. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with Winter. We've just seen the drafts. OG finishing off with, as God's mentioned, kind of an OG classic, the Alchemist. Where's Alch been? Why are we not seeing Alch that much, and why have they picked it here?
I think Alchemist was the perfect fit for their heroes. To use the axe, there's a Pudge, there's a Juggernaut, the Centaur. I mean, it's a perfect Alchemist game. And the enemy has a very greedy lineup. Because when you pick Alchemist, you're very worried about getting pressured at the start of the game. But look at the enemy, they're greedy. They're not going to pressure you, so you're going to get most likely a very, very good early game. Uncontested early game.
What's the order of Ag's priority when it gets to it? I imagine Centaur's got to be first on the list, hasn't he?
This is tough though. Yeah, probably Centaur.
Centaur
and
the Warlock.
Centaur and Pudge are both the best.
You think Pudge before the Warlock?
Yeah, I think Pudge is really good.
Okay. And of course also, if we get to the late game, it will be nice for the Jug as well. Extra few bounces.
Yeah, that's actually...
The stats are very nice on that kind of a core hero.
The cooldown's so good.
Yeah. It could be decent. But at the same time, you know, as we're saying, you know, the Slark, this is a hero that we've seen have some absolutely fantastic games. Do you trust in the aggressive Slark? Can this man pull off great things on the fishy fellow?
I think Slark has been put in quite a good spot here.
Yeah.
There are lockdowns. If you think about OG's lockdown, Dismember, Hoof Storm, and the Warlock Rock, Unstable Concoction. They're all not very good stunts and disables against Slark.
Lots of chances to dart packed out, yeah.
And you can dodge with the pounce as well, so... Not very good heroes to kill Slark, but his laning phase might be a little bit troublesome if they decide to duel in with the Pudge, with the Centaur, and because if VG.J do like their standard ROTK jungle, FY off lane, and they only have one lane support, and the enemy does like some dual lane, then the Slark might suffer a little bit. But as we saw from yesterday, when you suffer as a Slark, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter so much because you farm really quickly. You catch up.
Yeah, Raven had an absolutely fantastic game.
I'm not so sure how is VG.J going to approach this game? Because they could still like technically run like maybe a Sand King Underlord dual lane or leave the Underlord alone in the lane top and Sand King be at bottom. Then if you do like some Pudge Centaur dual lanes, your dual lane wouldn't work because they have 3 heroes down there.
Do you think the out kind of finisher would have caught VG.J kind of a bit by surprise? Do you think they were anticipating that OG could do this?
Maybe it did catch them by surprise because their heroes are not very good at pressuring early game. They are very focused on getting farm on their own heroes. If
getting
you
the Slarks
think about the
first, eh?
games they played yesterday, their early game are always very slow, stable, steady. They get their items, they group up, they fight. They pick their timings to fight when they have their items. They're not like, oh, we always have a roamer, we pressure you, we want to win the lanes. They're not that kind of team. So when you pick Alchemist, it's more likely your Alchemist will get a lot of farm against this kind of playstyle. But having said that, I still think that with their lineup, they could still be very aggressive with their heroes if they choose to. They can do like some dual lanes or pressure the safe lane or maybe roam the Sand King. There are a lot of different things they could still do with their lineup.
Yeah, how do you think the mid lane is going to go down? But in kind of the 1v1 for the most part between the two of them, the Invoker versus the Alchemist.
Yeah, talking about the Invoker,
is he going to have a relatively easy lane, or sort of the acid spray going to be enough to
acid spray is going to be a problem, but
Yeah.
Invoker brings the Sunstrike to the table, so your side lanes are going to be always scared. A stun from the Sand King could net a kill, a pounce from the Slark could net a kill,
a root from the pit.
Yeah,
from
there's always,
from RTK.
I mean, you don't get root that early anyway, but
That's true.
That's not going to be
points.
there's not going to be too much of an issue with that. It's mainly the Sand King or the Slark. So your lanes are going to be much more difficult. But Alchemist, it's the main thing. He's going to farm well. Against Invoker, he doesn't worry too much.
Yeah, you feel that there's very little ways that VG.J can slow down.
They can win maybe win the top lane or the bottom lane, but I don't think they can pressure and win the mid lane. That's the primary issue here right now. The Alchemist. When you pick Alchemist, the hero becomes the center of the attention.
It looks like. Can you translate, Winter? We've got some banter going on in the chat.
RTK says, "Call me Big Daddy," and Fly says, "No."
Oh, there's only one Big Daddy in Fly's life. RTK getting shut down there.
They know the English memes.
They do. The Chinese are miles ahead of us. There we go, the smiles out of S4. He sniffs a good meme. He can sense it. Improves his play. I know, yeah, just looks like as it was said. I don't know if you guys saw it at home, but there's just a small keyboard issue at the moment. Nothing on a Ramses Shanghai scale. Don't worry. Don't worry. The keyboard has not gone missing. I don't think it has, at least. We have people running onto the stage. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Well, I saw keyboard issue being typed. I'm now seeing someone being handed a roll of sticky tape. So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to attempt to fix the keyboard with this industrial tape, but nonetheless, I think Fly's just like, really? That's what they're going to do? But everyone seems to be in good spirits. I mean, the crowd here is loving it. They are loving VGR, aren't they? These guys go crazy for RTK.
Yeah,
he is a legend.
They call him in Chinese. They call him Old Captain.
Old Captain.
Yeah, veteran captain.
Veteran.
And he's been always the center of criticism in China.
Yeah, he said in the little speech bit, didn't he? That back in 2016, he got a lot of flame, and he said it got to him.
That story will have to wait for another time. But game has resumed. We see here FY on the Sand King. He started with boots. He placed a really deep ward. And so is Jerax. They both started with boots. Not sure if he actually saw the ward.
Yeah, we'll see if he does go for the D ward later. If indeed he was aware of that. Bottom lane S4 as well, just under the remainder of the cover of smoke. And of course aggressive. Already has that ward up there, so knows exactly what's going on. Lane-wise from both sides, it looks like they're going to be keeping both lanes. They're not running anything aggressive in terms of an aggressive tri lane as such. Do you like this decision? Do you think both carries are going to find good farm? They don't need to dodge anything?
Probably not, and as you can see here, RTK started with an Iron Talent. So standard stuff.
Yep.
Jungle, offlane, then FY will be their sort of offlaner temporary. He's gonna take levels to ensure everyone gets farm and levels. Pudge, however, I think can upset this rhythm because he's the kind of hero that when you run a jungler, he runs in, he has boots. He finds you, he can kill you.
Yeah, he absolutely messes with your flow in the early,
So
few minutes.
I think that once Jerax notices the Underlord not being in lane, he would probably immediately start to either pressure the mid lane or he's going to roam into the jungle and try to play around the bot area. Try to pressure the bot lane or gank mid and or the jungle. We'll see what he decides to do here. He doesn't know yet. He's going to know soon when he goes to the lane and there's no one in the lane.
And Jerax, you know, on the Pudge.
Yeah, he doesn't. Look at him. He's turning back already.
Do you think
he doesn't
he's
see
realized?
anyone.
Yeah,
he doesn't
realizes.
see anyone in the lane. He walks back towards middle. His movement is gonna have a very huge factor in the early game. What happens next? How much his team is gonna gain?
It looks like he's going to have his eyes set on the bottom lane. And talking about the bottom lane, S4 taking a heavy bit of harassment as the two-man who stomped to hold back the two of them, but the Burrow Strike's still there. VGR, they're in. Fenrir, the Illuminator, finish it all off, takes the first blood as they punish S4.
Yep. He overstepped his boundaries and he got caught by the Slark having the pounce to start the fight. Usually you want to get like the Essence Shift to deal more damage in the lane to trade better, but he got the pounce, so he was able to set up for the Sand King to come in to finish him off with the stun. And on top of that, they still had the Sunstrike, so he was dead regardless.
Yeah, they had the more damage if required.
And as you can see here, Jerax,
yeah, doing exactly as you said he would.
He placed deep ward down into their jungle, so he's gonna just steal experience at the moment until he decides he has the potential to kill him. Then he's gonna try and run in and kill him.
I just have to be a little bit careful here. There are three heroes hanging around this mid lane. Fenrir around there as well next to RTK. And so RTK just continuing.
He might be able to kill him here. He's gonna tank and get low. He might be able to kill him here. He's gonna get the rune and come back.
And it's going to be very huge for Jerax. He is going to hit. Should be very close at least level 2. Yeah, not quite got that level 2 off the rune, but very close.
He's gonna get ROTK.
Oh my goodness, ROTK.
The shrine! He's gonna kill him with the shrine!
Oh, he is! Oh, no! Surprise! Oh, it's not enough! The shrine is good enough to level 1 hook. It's not enough nuke damage, and Jerax taking a bit of a walk of shame there. Back to the base he goes as VG will take him down. It just wasn't enough damage. I mean, as low as he looked, he's one tanky brute. Abyssal Underlord.
I was really unfortunate. He was like one hit away from killing him.
So close.
Gosh. And his supports were at the right place at the right time. Once again, Fenrir with the quick TP, and FI obviously he was just doing his job, guarding the rune, checking if anyone needs the regen rune, and and being at the right place at the right time, saving the captain there.
Mid lane so far pretty much going as we anticipated. As you mentioned, the acid spray causing some issues for Freeze. Anna maintaining good control of the lane, 14 for 3 against the 9 for 0. Both safe lanes, bottom lane, despite dying early on, S4 is being able to slow down aggressive a little bit. 15 for 5 on him. Obviously No-Tail getting the pretty much free lane up top. Fenrir is now out there picking up some levels. But beforehand, No-Tail having no issues at all with farming in the safe lane of OG.
Yep. They're switching things up, Like usually we will see like FY going to this lane to take the levels and whatever farm he can pick up. But right now the decision is, mid lane, Ana, he got hit by the rock, the meteor.
He came a little too close, has the bottle. Freeze, too long mana to throw anything else out. So Ana is going to be fine.
And his shrine has been used.
Who used my shrine? He says to the team, ROTK, ROT Kappa.
Oh, this is gonna be bad for the Invoker now. He's already a little bit behind in terms of CS. Him not getting that kill there was really, really bad for his lane.
So close as well. Calculated from Ana.
Poor man shield, dude. That's why you always get poor man shield.
Poor man shield and a bottle. You're good to go. With the old walk around. Bottom lane aggressive, starting to catch back up with No-Tail, but No-Tail still with the lead overall in farm.
But at the moment, as long as your Alchemist is farming, you're contented, you're happy if you're OG.
Oh, for sure, yeah. OG with the two two cores doing better than their respective cores on the side of VGR.
Yeah,
VG.J.
The way they have been running their strats is they're always trying to farm 4 heroes, but as a result, there's no like 1 or 2 big heroes. Like for OG, they are right now. If you look at the network, they have 2 really big heroes on top because of the way they are moving their supports, running around, pressuring the enemy. Whereas VG.J is more of like they have a jungler all the time. They're trying to get more even spread farm across the board. Very, very different from how OG is playing.
Oh, we might see VG.J pull off something a little aggressive here. There's just support smoking up, looking for a rotation.
Oh,
actually, bottom lane though, aggressive. He's been left on his own. The hooks there from Jerax, and aggressive's out and down. OG.
What a play.
I mean, the smoke gank from VG.J ended up just shooting themselves in the foot there, Winter, because they left that Slark all on his lonesome.
They were kind of like, I think what they were trying to do that, there was like, they were trying to put a ward down as, like, smoke put a ward down and maybe try to kill the centaur, but Jerax was 1 step faster than them. Because before you roam, you ideally want to place like vision for the safe lane, like, oh, Slark.
And we're going on S4, holds the Who Stomp, the Sunstrike will connect, S4 taken down. Right click for the Cold to seal the deal, but look at this rotation from Notail, comes in with the beautiful Omni Slash, and in fact with the Blade Fury follow-up, he's going to get FY by the looks of it. One more slash from the sword, and Notail with the perfect safe lane TP out.
That was an inch perfect, and he had a stick.
Yeah.
He had a stick,
just enough
mana for the spin
just
after
enough.
the Omni Slash and the TP. Any one of those small details that he didn't do, it would have not netted. He wouldn't have netted 2 kills there. He would have only probably gotten the start. But I would say even if he only gotten 1, it would have still been enough.
Nice to be a little careful there. He's taking a fair bit of damage, but he's got the healing ward out. He has his shadow word on him. He's
this
fine.
is what you want to do as a carry. You go to the off lane, you help him, and then you give him the safe lane to catch up.
Yeah, S4's going to have a pretty nice time up there. ROTK is in the neighborhood, but he's not going to feel too threatened by the Underlord. Jerax heading up top as well. Maybe between the two of them, they can go for a bit of a kill attempt onto ROTK. They know he's on his own. See what they can pull off.
He has Dark Reef. Okay, they have more than enough damage. Never mind. They should be able to kill him before the Dark Reef is over.
Let's have a look. Jerax with the wraparound. The ping's out. Infantry line S4 says he's hiding in it. You will find yourself RTK, and here we have. He tries for the Dark Rift. Do they have enough damage? Oh, the Stampede! They'll get it! They'll just get him in time as they stampede forward, getting Jerax in range with the rock. OG making some very strong map movements and just
Mostly
coming out on
Jerax.
top of VG.J's plays.
Mostly Jerax. Jerax's movements have been really, really good. Like without his movements, they probably wouldn't have gotten so many kills. Maybe just the jug movement towards bottom lane that got them 2 kills. But right now, you see how OG is trying to pressure the Slark with the Juggernaut, sitting down on his lane, pushing, trying to force the tower if they can. Warlock is so far still a bit away from his chaotic offering. Just pop his level 5. And Notail still trying to constantly find kills with his Omni Slash.
He may just die for Fenrir. I mean, he sees Fenrir consistently coming out with the Illuminates. And with that Omni Slash is hunting for him, Fenrir will be able to juke it out and head back down the lane.
I mean, he's doing the right thing, because the Keeper is going to try to slow you down. He's going to hide in the trees, try to cast his
They're
Illuminate.
so close to each other here. Notail comes back out, but won't be aware that Fenrir is still hiding in the neighborhood, so off he goes back.
Yep, good heads up play by Fenrir there.
Aggressive's going to head back down here. I mean, a bit of a wraparound as well from the Slark. They do want to try and fight. He has the Shadow Dance, so he can commit. Looks for Fly. Immediately jumps in, takes down the Warlock. At the same time, Notail jumps in onto the support in turn. So both cores taking down the support. And it looks like they will both get themselves back to safety. And Aggressive's finding in his own safe lane. Notail quickly TPs himself back up to top to continue the farm.
Oh, S4 here trying to maybe look for an opening onto RTK.
Jerax, oh my goodness. Can he actually finish this one off? Freeze is very low and he does do it. Jerax.
Gosh, that was too highly skilled play there. The Invoker also almost killed the Pudge.
He nearly turned it round.
Yeah, he nearly killed Jerax before Jerax killed him.
But nearly's not good enough in the semi-finals, Winter. Jerax.
Agreed. That was not quite enough for the Invoker there. And Jerax makes a huge play for his team.
Jerax is having an absolute whirl of a time. It's not necessarily, the first few minutes. It was a rather slow-paced game. VG.J were the ones getting the kills.
Level 6. He was level 6 at minute 8.5, 9. The Invoker definitely got caught by surprise there.
I did not expect to be solo killed by a Pudge at this early stage of the game. Aggressive. Has to be a little careful if Fly has that chaotic offering available, so they could look to try and fight around that OG. No tail, Omnislash still on cooldown. Of course, working now towards the helm as he is closing in on the money for it. On top of the phase, and RTK back in his favourite spot, hiding in the trees, but they could come hunting. He's going to TP out instantly this time.
Not this time.
He learned from last time.
Played the situation right. He baited OG to move towards top lane. He made a lot of space for the other heroes. The Sand King without a dagger though, it's not going to be easy for VG.J to make any movements. They have to rely on him just walking in and stunning. They're going to try mid.
Do they have the damage? That's the question. Immediately in, they've got the epicenter revved up as well. Anna, he has the backup though. Fly comes through with the chaotic offering and Anna survives. And VG.J had to back off as Anna is just a little too big. And Jerax up on the top lane himself and No Tail. The hook, the rot down and the Blade Fury to finish off the kill. At the same time though, bottom lane
Solo
aggressive.
kill.
Got the solo. He was able to play around the stomp with the Dark Pack.
Not even with the Sunstrike. It was just a 100% solo kill there by the Slark.
That's for maybe just getting a little too far out in that bottom lane. A little too greedy.
I mean, this is the weakness of like the VG.J lineup. When they don't have the position for Starladder, so you don't have that sprint, you don't have that roam potential. Sand King kind of feels the same role, but you don't do it as well, and you need your dagger more than the Starladder. And as you can see right now, because the Pudge doesn't need anything, he just needs levels. He's roaming around his...
Oh, Jerax. Oh my, that's... Jerax, he makes it look so easy. No Tail will pop the Omnislash to make sure they get the kill.
Okay.
No messing. I mean, potentially they didn't have any detection.
Yeah, you're right,
They didn't have any detection.
They have no detection.
So they wanted to make sure they kill him before he gets a chance. And hello. I mean, surely not. Yeah, the Shadow Dance is there, but Jerax will come in for a cheeky hook onto the fish. He's hasted up. He's feeling on top of the world at the moment, Jerax. Just absolutely rocking this game. The map is his. He can go where he wants and he can kill who he wants. At this moment in the game, 8 for 5, 12.5 minutes in. And meanwhile, whilst this all goes down, Anna continues to be in a very happy place. And as I say that, he does have a little bit of a Slark problem, but he TPs straight out. He has the money for the relic. It's going to be a fine timing on the Radiance for the Alchemist this game.
Look at his net worth. 8k. He's like what, 1k away from Radiance?
Yep. It's going to be beautiful.
This is, like I said, uncontested Alchemist farm. VG.J don't have the heroes to heavily pressure him because they themselves have a very greedy line. But if you fight greed for greed, Alchemist is going to come out on top.
Bottom lane FY, rightfully so, hiding in tree line. Fly, S4 and No Tail grouping up for the tower push.
He's struggling to get his dagger, OD. Nowhere near his dagger.
Aggressive is finding the space though, but by no means is he on the same level as an Alchemist, but that's no surprise. But he's on par with No Tail. No Tail, of course, did have that free lane up top at the start. So Aggressive still will have this good timing on the Shadow Blade. And even with that, that may be enough to start to set some action up and allow, the follow through from the FY Sand King to come in with the epicenter. So a lot could be down to the movements that Aggressive makes. Jerax, oh my goodness, the Dark Pack will be there, so Aggressive, he should be safe, and he just tries to fight. But in comes S4 with the Who Stomp into the follow-up chaotic offering, and they're both down. OG reacting perfectly to VG.J's attempt to turn that gank around.
Oh gosh, that is so bad for VG.J right now. You were just talking about how aggressive he's still. He's doing fine, getting to his Shadow Blade.
And then bam, OG, they realized that as well. They were like, we need to do something about this.
This Slark still has to create space for his team right now. They need the dagger, they need a mech. Okay, mech's completed, but they still need the dagger on F5 very badly. So Slark has to make some space on the map for his team. Oh, F5.
Hey, a free keeper of the light. I'll take that one, says Jerax. Gives Fenrir the rundown. The blinding light will be there, Fenrir. He's running. You can run, but you can't hide.
He has no TP.
Oh, Jerax. I mean, he won't hit the hook, but it's going to continue to go for this. Fenrir making Jerax play with his food.
He's a fast hero, though.
Next hook, will it hit? Jerax? Oh, he's got the hook, though, so it really doesn't matter. Blinding, lighting Jerax into perfect position there. A little unfortunate from Fenrir. Thanks for the setup, Jerax says. 12-5 OG in a very comfortable position coming out the laning stage this game.
Man, they're in just full control right now. It's very difficult for VG.J to fight without like the blink. They don't have anyone that can make a move to create a situation that would benefit them. That's what the Sand Dagger would do. You can't start a fight on your terms. Right now, they are very passive. I mean, they can try to roam with the Slark, combined with the Sunstrike. Right now, that's the best thing they can do. But it's not as strong as a dagger on a Sand King. And Alchemist is just farming away. So travel, armlet, radiant.
He really wants to try and find someone here, but S4 comes in, blocks off the pounce. Aggressive will still try and run, but the Stampede slow, holding him down. He pounces away. Can he get set back? No! No tail, jumps forward with the Omni Slash, rips the Slark to pieces just before he was about to be recalled.
You can see they are really desperate. That's what I said about the space. No one's making the space, so Slark is forced to make this kind of moves. He has to try to get a kill on anyone with the Sunstrike, so he's gonna make some time for his team to fight. But if he wasn't successful, he died. But
Jerax.
Sand King needs this blink.
I mean,
he needs this dagger. He can't afford to die.
Can he do it, Jerax? He might have to thread the needle a little bit. Oh, in comes a concoction that's relatively unstable. Jerax, where's the hook boy? Can he get it? He's hunting. He'll follow this down. FY, can he survive? Look how close he is to the blink. Oh, that's a very feels bad, man. 200 gold away from the blink dagger, and he's taken down. FY, that's gotta hurt. As you keep saying, Winter, that is the key thing they need. Middle lane though, Fly in trouble. Aggressive jumps forward with a creep, blocking him off. Aggressive, he's got to go deep for this. Does get the kill. Could be in trouble himself though. Rotations coming through from OG. Can they punish aggressive play? S4 is going to wait out the Dark Pack. Can he follow this? He'll have the blink back off cooldown in a second. No tell. Can't find him. They don't have detection, so aggressive. Looks like he will be alright for the time being. Gets himself back out through the jungle and recalled back to safety. So aggressive gets away with the kill.
Still, just a small consolation prize there, getting the Warlock. Alchemist is still going to be a huge problem for them. His farm is not halting. He's just getting item after item after item. And not to mention, No Tail is also in a very good spot. He's very, very farmed as well. Alchemist is not the only issue that VG.J has to address.
Smoke time for the boys in OG. Up to the high ground. Freeze and Fenrir in the neighborhood. S4 jumps forward with the Hoof Stomp. They're getting themselves into position with the Stampede. Omni Slash is there as well. It's ended up as a bonus, duking out the Burrow Strike. They've taken down the Invoker. No Tail chops down onto the Sand King. 2 more kills for OG as they lead 16-6. And they are getting absolutely out of hand, Winter. This game is not looking pretty at all for VG.J.
You see that reaction? He was able to ghost before the storm landed on him. But lucky for them, Fly had sentries.
He's a smart man. Detection, wins your lands.
Yeah, not like our games yesterday, no detection.
Honestly, reported.
So that's gonna give OG the rush, getting that big kills on the Sand King and the Invoker. Not sure if VG.J can stop this, they're gonna try. But it's gonna be too late.
VG.J are in the neighborhood, but they're gonna have to be careful because OG's gonna feel confident just heading straight up. Aggressive. He's gonna find Anna here, starts to work into him, but immediately has to back off. And that is a man with an Aegis as well. You don't want to play around with that Alchemist too much at all at this stage of the game. Armlet, Radiance, bots, Yasha. He's got it all, Anna, at this stage. He couldn't wish for anything more. at 19 minutes in. Absolutely massive.
This is not looking good at all for our TK squad. They are forced to play like a very slow-paced game. But you don't want to play a slow-paced game against Elk, because you're going to lose out on the trade, the farm. But they, at the same time, they can't really fight into them.
It definitely seems a great combination of just smart drafting and execution from OG.
Alchemist was just the perfect pick there by Fly.
Oh, aggressive. He's been hooked. He'll pounce away. Do they have any follow-up? OG was coming in with the wraparound, but not quite soon enough. Aggressive will live. Trying to desperately finish off the last few components of that Echo Saber.
This is like one of the best Pudge performances I've seen in recent times.
No, incredibly high-level performance from Jerax.
Landed, I think, did he land like most of his hooks? Like all of his hooks?
He missed a couple on the chases down on the bottom, but...
Yeah, but he landed all the important hooks.
Oh, absolutely.
In the early game. Right now, they're still just farming away with the Elk. He is going for the Octarine Core next. So basically when you have the Radiance Banter Armlet plus the Octarine Core, you're going to be thinking about giving your team Axe.
Oh, TK's got to just try and direct himself out of it. Is it actually going to be quick enough? That's the question. Pops the mech just in time, gets away. Very, very close though. OG, I'm not going to be too bothered by the fact that they don't get the kill at all, as they're in a position to push down. You could go for this tier 2.
Gosh, if his ultimate was level 1, he would have died there.
Radiant's top tower is under
Some players keep it at level 1 and they take the talent. Because if you take it to level 2, it increases a lot of mana. So some players tend to do that. But not our TK, so he gets out. Aggressive still. Oh, he's gonna get a career? No. He's trying really hard to make something around the map. Like, there's nothing going on for his team. He's trying very hard. They are forced into a very, very defensive position at the moment, and anything they can get their hands on, the courier, a support kill, that would be great for the Slark. All the towers are gonna fall. You're the team with the Underlord.
Yeah,
and you're
so
not pushing towers, but you're just trying to defend, but you can't even defend your towers. That is not what you want with this pick.
OG, as you mentioned, taking a tier 2 and no response from VG.J. They're just over the side of OG's map, putting some pressure up on the top lane. Aggressive, just sweeping through the enemy jungle, getting as much farm as he can and as best safety as he could hope for at this stage of the game. When OG do still have this
TP
convincing lead, and as we can see there. Want to try and catch something here.
They saw someone walk past the wall.
I'm going to go in onto the Alchemist. Can they kill him in time? Well, with the broad of them, yes, they can indeed. The Aegis will be popped. OG are heading over, they'll jump forward. There's the chaotic offering actions of hitting all 5 with the fatal ponds as well. And the Omni Shot VG.J starting to melt. They did kill off Anna. ROTK looking to get aggressive out there. Aggressive? He actually wants to stick around by the looks of it. Okay, he'll opt to just pounce and TP. He didn't want to take the ride with ROTK. I don't know what's wrong with his taxi service, but he didn't want to go with him. But there we have it. A clap from the crowd as this was a fight that wasn't too bad for VG.J. They killed the Alchemist.
Richie won that fight. They killed the Aegis.
Yeah.
They killed the Alchemist. And they forced the Rock. Big win there for VG.J. I think Slark, he was like thinking about trying to stay and maybe get a support kill.
Getting a kill off the back, yeah.
And then he did change his mind, like they're grouped up together. There was not much he could have achieved there. Because when you're losing, you try to get whatever you can, you know. Any risk, a small risk you are willing to take. And Jerax with the recently acquired pipe would mean that OG is going to be ready to push very soon. The pipe is going to deal with the Illuminate spam. The spam from the Underlord, the Firestorm. Those are the spells that will get negated heavily with the pipe.
Let's see if aggressive. Hunting once again.
They are more or less going to be pushing soon. Ana has enough gold for his core. Okay, he buys his core. So they are in push shape right now. So either do they want to wait for the Rock to come off cooldown in 1 minute. The vision, look at the vision as well around the map. They have really, really good vision. A lot of sentries for the Slark.
There we go, VG.J. Looks to hold this defense. F5 comes with a two-man burrow strike. Immediate stampede in return. S4 pounced up, held underneath the down. No tail will move forward with the Blade Fury. They're looking towards freeze on the Invoker. He's going to survive here. They're diving as hard as they can here, Anna, but immediate tornado, epicenter as well. They don't have the damage to bring down this Alchemist though immediately. He'll finish off FY, aggressive, jumping back in. The pit's down, but it just seems like even though they have the control, VG.J can't finish off anyone else. There's RTK there, nice little side stat of Jerax's hook. At the end of the day, OG get the tier 2, and they do get the kill as well. In fact, Anna, along with the idea of going back in, they tried to combo the concoction and the hook, but a little off the mark.
The Alch is way too strong for them. Like OG using the timing window where they just got the core, they know that the Alchemist will be too much to handle, goes for the push. You see that in that fight. They hardly were able to, you know, drop his health. Like they can't even drop it close to half. He was always above like 70%, 80% health.
Oh, they've got a great wrap around it from the high ground. Jerax looking for the setup, instantly hooks in freeze, Invoker out of there. Out and down, OG getting crucial pickoffs. Aggressive. What can he find? That's the question. He's heading out. There's a sentry on the high ground there, and in fact, they've just lost their courier. VG.J aggressive will try. Have a bit of a go onto S4, pounces down in time. Dodge Jerax's attempt to catch him. But another tier 2 down, and still 26 seconds. They could try and force this buyback out, or at the least do a lot of damage. As VG.J will try their best to hold with just the 4 of them. It looks like OG are actually going to again, so they're going to back up.
I mean, good discipline play right there. Roche is going to spawn soon. The lanes are pushed out, so Alchemist goes back, clears out the lane. Someone's going to check the Roche. They're just making no mistakes at all at this stage. Every small little detail being taken care of. They have the vision. They're going to wait for the Roche. Is there any big items coming on? Centaur seems like he's going to be buying his own Ags. Alchemist is going to complete his Shivers soon. So I guess the only thing they're waiting for is the Roche, and then they're going to go. Just basically making sure that there's no chance of VG.J coming back into the game.
Yeah, and I guess in turn, VG.J's best hope is to fight around that Roche pit. I mean, they have got some fantastic team fight. If they can catch OG grouped up together.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Aggressive.
I mean, if you look at OG has really good team fight as well. The Warlock ultimate, the Fatal Bonds.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Stampede.
Both sides have
if you
great
fight
ways
outside,
to fight around the pit.
If you fight outside the map, I think OG's lineup with their advantage would be really difficult to stop unless they were able to blow up someone before the fight starts with the Sanking plus Sunstrike. But as of now, Roche has just spawned. OG's gonna scout it out. VG gonna react to this. Oh, the sentries, the wards being placed.
And can VG.J do anything about this?
Way too quickly.
Yeah, they're too split up. Sunstrike will come through. They know that it's going on.
Oh, this Alch is just way too fast.
Yeah, and he had a great time in the laning stage, and you know, there was that kind of mid-game portion where the rest of his team were fighting, and he just played it perfectly, sitting back in that jungle.
And S4 is gonna have his axe in 450 gold.
That's gonna be. I mean, we're already seeing the lackings of VG.J's damage output in these fights.
No one is going to die in the fights for OG once this comes out for S4. I mean, he's gonna have it. They're gonna wait for this final piece of component, and they're gonna siege the high ground. VG camping the top lane, but S4 is not gonna farm the lane. He's gonna just go jungle. Again, safe play. Not taking any risks.
Aggressive. Bottom lane, in fact. Jerax getting again the setup onto RTK.
I mean, this man has been all over the map. I mean, he's gonna TP mid.
Oh, S4, seeing if you can find out. Aggressive already out of there with the Shadow Blade. Will be forced forward with the blinding light back from Fenrir. Nicely done to make sure S4 doesn't get the hoof stomp.
Is under attack.
Aggressive will survive. We'll look to see another day. And top lane, VG.J will finally finish off that tier 2.
Can VG.J survive this push? That is the bigger question. OG are all grouped up in bottom lane. The creep is gonna push in. But Alchemist is gonna TP top to take care of the lane first. Like, look at how they are playing, so disciplined, taking no risk at all. There is no rush. They have an Alchemist. They are out farming the enemy.
I mean, they have an Alchemist with the money to buy an axe for one of his teammates, Anna. 4.3k gold.
I guess you buy it for the Pudge.
You think the Pudge first?
I don't know. I think it's hard to say. I think Pudge eggs is really good.
Fly's the man in charge, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens. As the courier being
Doesn't
sent
mean
out.
if you're the man in charge, you get the eggs first.
Oh, I think it does, Winter. We'll see in a minute. No tell.
He's near Jerax. He's near Jerax.
Is he going Jerax? I mean, Jerax does deserve it, bless him. He's had a fantastic opening and mid-game. Well, mid lane aggressive. We'll find S4 here. Not enough damage at all on the Slark at the moment to do it. Enough about the Centaur. Especially with Fly backing him up with the Shadow Word heal. And at the least, of course, it's kind of nice for aggressive to get a few essence shift stacks built up. But there's Jerax and the Who Stomp as well. In with the return play though. VG.J coming with the Burrow Strike, but Anna is there. They chop down onto the Scorpion. Sand King's gone.
Who's getting the axe, baby?
Where's he going? Has he got it on him?
I think he took it. Yeah, he got it. He's gonna give it to Pudge, I think. Pudge is next to him.
Yep. Indeed he did. There we go. Jerax.
I told you.
You're right. He deserves it. He's been hitting some fantastic hooks and he's going to be able to hit them even more frequently now.
The man in charge doesn't always get what he wants. Just kidding, you know. I just think that Pudge has much more potential with the axe.
Yeah.
Like Warlock is a heavy cooldown. Great, you have 2 rocks, but...
No, top lane RTK is going to try for the TP out. Do they have the damage to bring in before the Dark Rift's over? They don't. The Dark Rift just a little bit too quick. For them to do it. He's got a lot of money on him, RTK. What's he going to go for?
He bought the Greaves.
He's finished off the Greaves and still got 2.2k. So he has been keeping up the farm across the map.
You can get a Solar Crest, but
yeah.
I don't see him getting something like, oh, he got an item that would potentially change the tide of the game or turn the tides of battle. It's not that significant. Like, I don't think he can get anything that significant now. Like, maybe Invoker can get something that's significant, like a Refresher, Octarine Core kind of item would allow them to, you know, defend the base. But as of now, he's not near that state yet. He still has a lot of items to farm. He's getting a Lincoln's first to stop the stun from the Alchemist and the Dismember from the Pudge. It's gonna be a while before the Invoker reaches to the, you know, that late game state where you can defend and spam your spells, draw out the game.
OG. Flying no-tail down on the bottom. And he ready to look for a bit of action now. Leading forward, and here comes S4 trying to find the opening. FY with a quick Burrow Strike to duke it out, but the blink falls there from no-tail. In comes the unstable concoction. And this Sand King's as good as a goner. No-tail. Finding very, very useful plays with that blink pickup.
Yep, Alchemist bought a blink as well. He sold his armlet for a blink. He's gonna blink it. Oh!
Invoker. I mean,
they have a dust on the backpack of the
dropped his head. Ooh!
Alchemist has a dust.
And they, he's already out of there. In fact, Freeze does have backup. This could be a turnaround for VG.J. Aggressive with the Shadow Blade wraparound. Immediately in onto Jerax. Anna, can he save this man? Pudge in trouble. Down to half health. The EMP comes out. Anna pops the Shiva Scar trying to chase down Freeze. They'll come in with the Dark Rip. They do kill the Pudge. They get themselves out. Freeze, he's going to be chopped down though from the Omni Slash by No-Tail. So at the end of the day, OG, they will continue to be happy with these trades. Getting an Invoker and only losing a Pudge.
I'll take that as tribute.
It almost was perfect when they killed the Pudge and they used the Dark Rift to get out, but they couldn't save the Invoker.
Yeah.
If everyone got out, that would have been perfect.
It just goes to show you as well how well Jerax is doing. I mean, we saw that in the gold exchange. You know, it was an Invoker for a Pudge, but it was, of course, VG.J coming out on top in terms of gold because of how much Jerax is worth. Top lane.
Can they hold the base now? That's the question.
Can they force out the buyback? OG, you know, 40 seconds There is no freeze Invoker. See what happens here. They have a fortification. FY looking towards Ana, but Ana's just so big and tanky at this stage. I'm going to say at this stage, it's pretty much been all stages of the game. Aggressive, looking to go in onto No-Tail and to cover the Shadow Dance.
Just kill the ward, the killing ward. Gosh, they're not doing any damage now.
FY, again trying to go in, but this play from OG forcing Ana out. Keeping everyone safe.
Healing ward plus Alchemist ultimate.
That's some balance there. HP for days.
That's when you wish you had an Ice Blast on your side. The long forgotten hero.
Oh, aggressive. He's trying to get that BKB done. And even then, I mean, he may not die immediately, but are you really going to be killing some of these heroes?
I mean, ROTK has the Solar Crest completed if he wants it. That's probably one of the best items he could get in this situation.
Yeah.
To help against the Alchemist, the Juggernaut. But I'm not sure though, like, they're still in a very, very tough spot though. I can only foresee the Slark or the Invoker when they get extremely big. They are able to, you know, change the game. Like the Alchemist, the Underlord getting fatter and fatter.
I like this as well, Winter. You know, it's an aggressive. He had the BKB queued up. He's changed his mind. He's got MKB and he's just picked up the Demon Edge. I mean, they just need damage. If you're not, you know, it's all well and good staying alive, but it's not going to win you the game. This, again, you know, you are vulnerable, but at least you have a chance of bringing down some of the members of OG if you get into that perfect position.
Yep, the Radiance burn is so annoying for aggressive. You want to be able to, I think, take out the supports first, or the Centaur, because his Axe ultimate is just going to save if you jump the rest of the heroes.
Yeah, but it's such a tool. Look, taking down S4 first.
And they have to kill the healing ward.
Oh, OG with this smoke. VG.J freezing aggressive, very close to each other. The jump forward there, and immediately Invoker gets evaporated there by the damage from OG, and OG aren't done. The sentries drop. Jarax looking to set him on aggressive. Dark Pack goes through, but ooh, the hook can't quite reach the Slark. That would have been beautiful if it did. It ends up being beautiful for aggressive. He's so a happy boy that he survives. I mean,
still Invoker has no buybacks.
Yeah, that's true.
OG's gonna try to force it.
Already shoving down the mid lane.
They do have Keeper and the Underlord. These heroes can defend and clear out waves very quickly. But they are not going to be able to kill the Alchemist.
And it just straight in onto the melee racks. Not a warrior tool here from this Alchemist, sitting at 33,000 net worth, double that of freezing Invoker.
Like without the Invoker, they don't have enough damage to kill him.
They can slow it down a little bit with the blinding light, but there's no way that they stop it outright. Jerax with the hook onto ROTK. They'll take a kill as well by the looks of it here. And they'll move towards the mid lane. No-Tail now godlike. I mean, OG as a team looking pretty godlike as a whole here in this game, one against VG.J. And the buyback will come out from ROTK. Just as OG back off. Roshan's going to be up very, very shortly. So they can play it as safe as they want really here. They can take that Rosh, get that Aegis, come back for another round, and look at the money in Ana's pocket. Nearly hitting 10k, straight up hard cash.
Wait, is he buying another axe?
Oh, he's getting out. Surely it's Fly this time. Oh, is he going to give it to No-Tail? Stat pad the Jug?
Is not bad as well. It's hard to... I think both upgrades are really good.
There we go. And it looks like it's...
yeah, No-Tail.
Alright, it's gone the way of the Jug. No-Tail with that extra bit of stats. And as you said, the upgraded ultimate. I mean, I guess as you mentioned kind of earlier, it's very few of these fights have been about the chaotic offering. It just... they haven't needed it. It's these shorter cooldowns. It's about keeping the other cores alive. It's really been changing the engagements. VG.J, they've got to go for a big play here. A really big play, an absolutely massive play if they can. But Jerax with a setup freeze with a good tornado across the pit. S4 comes in with a Blinker Who Stomp. Pulse the Stampede as well, so minimal damage being taken by OG. S4 and Ana chasing VG.J up to the high ground. No-Tail has his eyes on ROTK. ROTK a little too quick by the looks of it. In fact, Fly has gone down. FY trying to get them the run around for the tree line, but the double edge from S4 finishes him off. Ends up being a 1-for-1. In fact, back towards the pit, aggressive. Oh, he was trying to finish off Roshan. Jumps out. Should be safe here with the Shadow Dance, but OG, at the end of the day, come back in, take the Aegis, grab the cheese, get the Roshan kill.
And this Slark has been trying so hard since the early game. He's been trying
you've got to get your ass off to aggressive.
Anything on the map. The courier trying to get a support.
I mean, in a game where this amount of pressure is being put on, and you know, he and Invoker both, you know, sitting at 80k, it's admirable, but at the end of the day, is it going to be enough to win you the game? And just looking at OG, it's hard to find a positive answer to that. You just have the MKB now complete, aggressive, level 24, and at 25,
that's still not enough though.
It doesn't feel like it. It's so hard for VG.J. Ever since kind of, you know, as we've been mentioning, the draft, that final finish of the Alchemist pick, OG's kind of little special trick that we've seen before in the past, coming through here, perfect draft around it. Jerax, as we've been talking up, having some fantastic, crucial hooks earlier on in the game to make it just that little bit sweeter for OG.
I mean, the push is gonna come fairly soon. He's gonna finish up. I guess he's gonna finish up the last eggs for the Warlock finally. And
everybody gets them.
Yeah, they're gonna commence after that. Commence with the push after this eggs.
And I guess eventually you can always help S4 free up a slot. You know, if the farm's there, which it almost certainly is going to be at this pace. You know.
You can feed yourself the eggs as well.
Exactly. There's still time to go. If OG want to sit about and farm and get those eggs out, they'll certainly feel very comfortable doing so. Butterfly next on the menu for No-Tail after the Basher and Miona completion. Jerax. Maybe seeing if we can get a hook here from the low ground. Bottom lane, No-Tail just straight up and in a quick reaction there with the Blade Fury, and in fact Jerax does get the hook, brings down RTK, Tornado, and EMP by freeze, the chaotic offerings out from Fly, forces aggressive to back up, RTK out and down for 90 seconds, and OG back in perfect position to push on this bottom lane. Orvius is 5, can VG.J do anything aggressive, pops the Shadow Dance just in time, but OG coming in big, a nice epicenter from F5, but damage at this stage, it just isn't enough. They don't end up killing anyone. Aggressive backs off. Jerax just stands in the midst of them all and starts to chomp down on Invoker, who will be blinding lighted out to the side. F5 tries to come back in with the Burrow Strike, but the Tornado was already there holding Jerax in the air. Aggressive, finally comes back down. Will manage to take down Jerax. Now turns towards S4. He's building up the stack. You eat the cheese, I eat you, I eat the cheese that you've just eaten, Aggressive says, as he swallows it out of the stomach of S4. S4 down, but the Rex have already fallen on VG.J's side of the map. On the bottom, OG still feeling confident with the lead, but a little sloppy and getting a little too gun-ho, giving away those two kills.
Still a good hold there by VG.J. Nevertheless, it's not mega creeps yet. There's still hope. Slark and Invoker are still getting items, and Invoker is really close to his level 25. I think he's gonna probably go for the Tornado cooldown. I think that talent is really good now. You see,
better, I guess, for considering the position that they're
he's gonna finish
his situation.
He's gonna finish his off-the-ring core. So the Tornado cooldown is 8 seconds after the talent. You can keep spamming. It's very difficult for the enemy team to push in. Most of the players get the Tornado cooldown now. It's really good. Only in very specific cases you want the AoE deafening blast.
VG.J out with the smoke. I mean, I tell you what, VG.J can pull this game back round. That's going to be incredibly impressive. And doing their darndest to do so.
The Aegis is running out though, so they're gonna try to catch him maybe without. That's what they were thinking. Once the.
And they're watching. Yeah, they're timing it.
But OG, you're not taking none of that. They're just hiding in the base. No one's showing bot. No one's showing mid. We don't have to go out.
Jerax. Just for the hook. Won't quite find it here. VG.J managing to get that ward down, aware of OG's presence.
Wait, what? He's buying a Dagon?
Why not? Get that Dagon Alchemist online, that's what I'm talking about. Winter jump forward here from OG, but in response, VG.J coming in, aggressive with the BKB, good to the Malice, but they limit time, they hold, aggressive play it back. That might just be it, he's not got buyback available on the Slark. Okay, target himself back, it's not going to happen. As OG now, that may be game over. There's no Slark here, Winter, for 80 seconds.
OG just gonna go for it, wanting to force the buyback, but obviously Slark doesn't have buyback. But they're still gonna play really conservatively. Look at how they're playing. They're just using the illusions, they're running like, standing very carefully, not trying to force too much. Just look at how they are playing, so disciplined.
Oh, and look at how Jerax is playing, so hooky. Won't get the kill himself, but no tails there with the jump forward, trying to finish off RTK. Grease Pop, he's going to be able to keep himself alive. They are managing to slow down the push a little bit from OG. Combo comes through, immediately knocking them back, but there's the chaotic offering from 5 onto all 4. 3 are dead, GG is called for RTK, it's all over for VG.J. And OG with an incredibly solid Game 1 performance. And it just begs the question, Winter, do you just have to ban off the Alchemist? How do you avoid being caught off by this, or is it just drafting less greedier for VG.J?
It's so difficult to draft against Fly, I tell you that.
He's the genius.
That Alchemist pick was just so good, and it doesn't fit every game though, so you kind of have to like just be very careful when you're playing greedy, and understand that they might pick Alchemist because it's OG. You